For the first time, the Apple Store is looking like a jewelry store. So actually, I had to come in here and check out the watches, see, mess around with them before mine comes in, and kind of see where we're at. So here we get the home screen. Hey, I noticed the OS is very smooth, very fluid, just like your iPhone. Is no doubt easily noticeably made by Apple. The digital crown here, very easy to move, scrolls up easy. It scrolls down easy. I thought it would be stiff like most watches are. Not the case at all. This digital crown is also a button. You press this in right here. It's going to take you to the home screen, which you can move around, see all the apps that you have on here. The weather I pulled up, really easy to read, extremely nice font and everything. So I tried using it with 2 fingers to see how that felt. Again, very easy to use, just like using 1 finger. I mean, either way will be just fine. So it gives you a week and a half of weather, or a little over a week and a half of weather, and you can scroll to different states, of course, and everything looks smooth. It's all coming from the Weather Channel app. And again, moving around here, I was just kind of looking at a few things, and I saw this button here. Looks like a power button, but this actually brings up your contacts. Use the digital crown again to actually scroll through all of your contacts. You can, I don't know how many they're going to let you put in here, but you hit this little finger down here. It's going to actually bring up the screen that allows you to draw on the watch face, which actually, will go to other people who have Apple Watches, if you know any. And, it sends, just easy, just like you saw in the keynote. Now, messing with this, when you double tap, this is actually going to bring up Apple Pay. So any cards that you have on file, you're going to be able to scroll through those, hold it up to the NFC terminal, and pay that way, which is going to be, I definitely can't wait to use that part. Because, I use that a lot on my phone already. I don't know if you do or not, but let's go to here. In the Messages app now, this allows you to create your own emoji, which, by using the digital crown. So the emojis, they're all over your phone. But it's nice to know that you can actually create your own face that's not on that list. Even though we just got that new update, there's still some up there that they're only going to put so many. So it's nice to know that you can actually make your own, and it'll actually send to people's iPhones as well if they don't have an Apple Watch. So again, this goes back, and the digital crown will go back to the home screen. All right, holding it will actually bring up Siri. Now, I was messing around with this a little bit, and there was people in the background, so it's kind of hard to do. So let me try it real quick. What is the weather today? So I'm in Virginia Beach. Again, it's going to give me the week and a half. Now, I did notice there was a little lag in this model I'm using, so I don't know if this is because it's the demo mode, or I don't think it's the final product that we're going to get on the 24th. So I think it's because, a lot of people use this, is running a little slow, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if this is the final product or not. We'll definitely find out soon enough. I wanted to use this camera app, but of course, again, it's not the full version. It's not gonna let me use that. But that's nice to know, because that app, of course, there's no camera on the watch, but if your iPhone is open with your camera on, you can take a picture from the watch. So, something to use, if you in a certain circumstance that you just want to try that out. Spring is here, summer's here. We definitely want to get back in shape. So I wanted to mess around with this a little bit to see exactly what I'm able to do, like what's going to show up as far as jogging, running, getting in shape and everything. That's going to be something that's going to take about a week, for me to use, and give you some actual data. As far as the navigation app here, I just kind of wanted to see. I don't know how often I'm going to use this really. Of course, the screen is small, but it's nice to know that it's actually on here. And it's zoomed in perfectly fine. It's zoomed out easily. And as you can see, you get the little graph bars there. So it's actually going to, depending on how fast it's going to work, it's going to depend on your carrier from whoever your iPhone is on. So if, how strong your signal is, because it's pulling from your iPhone. So hopefully you have a strong LTE signal where you're at. The Photos app kind of the same, as far as not sure how much I'm going to use this, because I have a 6 Plus, so I'm going to show pictures on this phone more so than this little screen. But again, it's nice to know that, hey, if I ever wanted to actually show some photos on here, I can just pull my watch on, cut it on, and actually scroll right through it and show it that way. So just kind of feeling around here. I noticed they had the contacts menu in here as far as the phone app. The phone was grayed out, so I tapped on the messages, and of course messages are going to be in here. And like again, I'm just feeling around with different things. First time actually playing with this hands-on. Dictation is there if you don't want to use Siri, which is basically the same thing. And I was covering up the screen to see if it would actually put it in sleep, like they did on the keynote. But here, if you zoom out, you can see how much space you have. So once you have a lot of apps, this is actually gonna, it'll look a lot more full. I wanted to mess around a little bit with the changing the home, your actual clock, because depending on what you're wearing, what mood you're in. It's going to show a lot of different features that you can use, a lot of different options. But I came across this space Google Earth type app, and we saw it in the keynote, and I wanted to mess around with it. So using the digital crown, it'll turn the Earth all the way around, and the time is going to change depending on what country or what side of the Earth that you're actually on. Work good, and using your own finger, you can actually move it around. Just like Google Earth, if you're using a mouse. So that look, came up fine. The other planets, using the crown again, turning it will align the planets and stars and everything. Well, not stars, but planets. And it's just going to actually, depending on what date you're on, it's going to show you where they are aligned at that particular time. This is all cool stuff, really. But the stuff that I think is going to actually show you, like, okay, this is the things I'm actually going to use and need, is going to be the apps. So once third parties start making apps, it's actually going to make the watch a lot more fun to use, I think. It'll be a lot more usable, just like the iPhone was. The iPhone wasn't all that in the beginning, but when they started the App Store, it changed everything. And one last thing, guys, the Mail app was super nice. You can scroll in, tap on your message, and read the full email, and pictures will actually show up on here that's in your email. I thought this was really nice to use. Again, a quick glance. If you're on the run, you're expecting the inbox. You hear your phone, the email on your phone chime, and you want to check it out real quick. This is a perfect way to do it without having to pull out your phone every single time. So, on that note, this was just a quick rundown. I'm going to have a full review, of course, on the 24th. I got a 42 Space Gray coming. Stay tuned.